Well, hello. Hello, my coffee beans. Hello, my beautifuls. My beautifuls. It's nice to see you. In the horizontal chat, Bill, Eeyore Blues, trust the process. Linda, Mama of 9.5. It's nice to see you. By the way, Mama 9.5, thank you so much. I got that. I wanted to make sure you knew that. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon. Mom of 10 is awake and moving her legs. No upper body movement, but lower. Yes. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. It is nice to see you guys. I was going through chat. I'm hearing people are like, my window's frozen shut. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm laughing at you. Don't worry. On Wednesday, you guys can get me back. We're not going to have a show until afternoon. Okay, it's going to be too damn cold. Okay, it's going to be too cold up in the house. It's going to be too cold. I already know it. It's going to be too cold. But anyway, I'm sitting here laughing because I've already been out. The reason why we're running a little late this afternoon on getting started is because I was washing the old car. And so I'm out there. People in the chat, they got snow. They're snowed in. And I'm out washing the car. I'm sorry. I find just a itty bitty bit, a little bit of humor in all of that. I surely do. I surely do. I surely do. It is nice to see you guys. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime. We are going to be going over the Sebastian Rogers case. We've got a lineup. We're going to be going over the audio. I thought we were going to go over the green shirt interview and the first two interviews and stuff. I'm not prepared for that just yet. I forgot we already had up in, when I went back and looked at the notes, I realized that we're up to the dispatch audios. And then we're going to be moving from the dispatch audios over to the interviews and breaking down the interviews in conjunction with some of the other stuff that we were looking at. And we're going back to the phone and the file to find out where we're at with everything on here. We're going to get a good understanding of what was going on at this time. We need to come back to that time, February 26, 2024, and we need to look at everything. Every little blade of grass, every little leaf, every little twig on a tree. We need to analyze all over again, and that is what we're doing here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. So if you are in the vertical chat, you will see breaking news above my head. If you are in the horizontal chat, breaking news should cover my back. That's how you'll be able to tell which chat you are in. Right now, we have about 28 viewers in our horizontal chat and about 33 viewers in our vertical chat. So it's nice to see you. If you're in the vertical chat and you like being there, please continue to be there. Enjoy yourself as you guys chat. The chat that you see up on your screen right now is our horizontal chat. So I've already said hi to everybody in the vertical chat. I'm getting over here on the horizontal chat. It's nice to see you, Melanie. Eeyore Blues. Phil, hello. Hello, my love. Denise, it's nice to see you. Let Them 66. Hello, 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 Denise. It's nice to see you, Mama, us up in the house. Good afternoon. It's nice to see you. Let Them 66. This is where it starts. It starts getting a little crazy up in the chat. And we start hearing Let Them 66 saying our weather alert with the wind gusts supposedly all last week. Snow is supposed to end at 7 p.m. tonight. We don't have snow, just winds. We're getting snow flurries. That's what Melanie's saying. It's just cold here in East Texas, Denise is saying. So I'm listening over here while I just got done washing the car. I did it in this too. I have one of those scrub brushy thingies, you know. I gotta the reason why I had to put my hair was down earlier and I had to put it up is because, that it is a little moisture out there. My hair doesn't do well with moisture, okay? I had just washed my hair, and so you had beautifully washed hair this morning, and then I went out and did some work and got all, icky, and washed the car and got all this, the mist in my hair, and my hair didn't do well, and I looked at myself before I was coming on. I'm like, yeah, I'm not really liking that. Maybe we'll just, pull it back. Yeah. And then I come in here, and then, you guys are freaking freezing. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, well, I just washed the car. How can you guys be freezing? Hey, Erna, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, love. So, Denise is like, it's just cold. I can't, who's the one that can't close the window? Let me go back up here. Windy as heck right now. Everybody's windy. Somebody can't close a window. I saw it. With my own eyes. Somebody can't close the window. I don't know which one of you guys can't close the window, but I not only was I able to close I was able to wash my car was looking a little dirty. So it's all clean. It's all clean. For all of you folks that are freezing around, I'm watching from bed with my hot water bottles. Oh, she's doing it right. She's doing it right there. There you go. That's what you need to do. I'm still trying to get my game plan on for February. I'm like, because see, that's what saved my bootay. And actually, it's not what saved my bootay in Idaho. I just put a whole bunch of crap in a bag and prayed to God that I had enough stuff to... and I was still cold. My poor little fingers. I remember that. And, I'm trying to get the game plan going on. I'm like, ooh, at least I got my pajamas taken care of, right? Karen took care of that. So I got them all, put up over here. And I'm like, okay, I just need to keep them here. We got at least one outfit ready. So I'm hoping and praying that we don't get too awfully crazy with the weather in February. Because you guys know I'm a rain and shiny kind of person. That means rain or shine, I'm there, okay? It doesn't really matter. So if it's like 4 below, I'm going to be having hypothermia. I don't even know if my voice or my bullhorn's going to work. But you know what? We're going to still be there every single day, okay? Don't worry, we've got people that'll... If it gets too cold, my mods will watch me from the car in the heat, okay? So if anything happens to me, we will have some emergency people on hand, okay? They might be, a few sprints away, but, we can only hope for so much. Soon it will be the sliding door will be frozen. Oh. See, I'm laughing now, but I shouldn't because I know Wednesday's going to be here before I know it. I know it's going to be here before I know it. If anybody is in Florida, if you don't know what is going to happen Wednesday, we're going to be freezing on Wednesday, okay? Wednesday morning is going to be brr, and it's going to be brr all day. So, like, Wednesday and Thursday is going to be our worst days. So I'm just going to go ahead and forewarn everybody. We're going to do one of two things on Wednesday. We're doing a show from the bed, or we're doing a noon show, okay? Because I'm telling you, on Wednesday, Bullhorn Betty's going to be moving slow. I'm already calling into work sick, okay? I'm giving you guys forewarning. Don't be getting up at the crack of dawn on Wednesday. I'm not going to be here, okay? I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be freezing my little butt, go over to the little thermostat. I'm going to be pushing the button, and I'm going to be making it warm in my house, and I'm not going to be doing anything. Okay? I'm just letting you know what we're doing Wednesday morning, okay? We ain't doing nothing, okay? We're just not doing All right, guys. So you guys are not here to find out what we're doing on Wednesday. We've been on this road together. We've been on this trip, right? This very, very windy, Very slow process, very emotional, gut-wrenching trip together. And it is the case of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is a handsome young man that disappeared from his home where he was locked inside of it with his mom. And this happened almost 2 years ago on February 26, 2024. It just so happens that February 26 does have meaning, especially to the victim's mother. This is the same day that she filed for divorce 8 years prior to from his father. Now, it has been alleged and stated, take it for what you will, there is no factual information, there's nothing concrete. We can assume there's enough to support, but we're obviously not in the bedroom, right? But it is alleged that prior to Chris's divorce from Nina and prior to Katie's divorce from Seth, Chris and Katie were kind of an item. Take it for what you will. Chris and Katie used to live in California prior to this event, prior to the whole world getting to know them. And this is the same state that Seth Rogers also lived in. You guys see a theme here? He always wanted to be around his son. When we hear about the beginning of Sebastian, when we go back to the beginning, when Sebastian was conceived, right? Katie was pregnant. She had this child. And one of the things very noticeable early on in his infancy is that he wasn't sleeping well. Seth was a very proud father, and he's a reader. If you know anything about Seth, he reads, he researches. So he was that father that read the books, and he knew that his son was supposed to be sleeping XYZ time, and he's noticing his son is not sleeping. And so that's kind of, I think, when they started realizing something wasn't quite right with Sebastian. Very soon after, I believe, the chromosome deletion diagnoses, Katie enrolled into the Navy, and Seth was kind of the caretaker, if you will, of Sebastian. As any young couple and any military family, the time away from home does strain the family. And I would say that did happen, obviously, going back to Chris and Katie potentially being an item before they were even divorced from their spouses. Sebastian was injured in California in an essay type of event with an older boy. Wasn't like an adult or something like that. It was just he was 8. The older boy was 13. They were left alone. And next thing you know, things happened. And from everything that Seth has told us, Sebastian never got the proper treatment after that event. But one thing that's denoted is that every bad thing that's ever happened to Sebastian Rogers happened under Chris and Katie's watch, including his disappearance. Seth was at work at the time that Sebastian disappeared on February 25th. I think that there's enough information to at least signal to me that law enforcement never believed that he disappeared on the 26th. And it doesn't sound like Chris or Katie really believe he disappeared on the 26th, because every time we've ever heard Chris get riled up or Seth be able to rile him up related to, asking about whether his mom or stepfather may have had or moved Sebastian, he gets upset, and he's always pointing out everybody knows where his mom and stepfather were on Sunday. So that just leads me to believe that everybody is kind of thinking and believes that something happened on Sunday. Nobody believes this midnight to 6 a.m. And I don't know if it's leakage coming from Chris and Katie or what the case may be, but either way, things aren't right. We learned that they really never helped out in any search and constantly used law enforcement as their scapegoat. I don't know what else to say other than scapegoat. Would you guys say that's a fair assessment that they kind of used to get out of everything, right? It was, they used, well, let me back up. They used law enforcement and harassment as their reasons to get out of literally everything. The reason why they couldn't stay home was because of the harassment. The reason why they couldn't go out the search was because of law enforcement. You see what I'm saying? Every single thing, they had an excuse, a stupid excuse that no parent losing a child would ever use as a reason for not doing something. I mean, I just don't see it, but I digress. Either way, at the beginning, we all kind of thought Chris was the primary suspect. Hey, Cinderella, it's nice to see you. Be Betty fan, it's nice to see you. Love, Alicia. Hello. Hello. But it to me, it seems like they've always used that as a crutch when so many other parents wouldn't think anything of it. I mean, downright to the minute he comes home, he starts screaming at the news to take their cameras off his home. Like, who does that? Who even thinks in that manner when you have such a massive crisis on your hand? I would think a missing child, having the whole entire cavalry in your area, community, helicopters, drones, horseback, ATVs, I would have to think the last thing that you really give a damn about is some damn cameras. Now, I mean, just call me crazy, but I just don't see that being a reality, But again, that's just my opinion. These are things that I personally find unnerving, red flaggy. He threatened a lot of people. Yes, Mom. Absolutely. Hey, Adrian, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, love. Premeditated guilty people, in my opinion. Hey, Grave Crime with Grace, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you are doing well. If anybody's over in the vertical chat, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing okay as well. But there's just a lot of uneasiness when it comes to, well, there was a lot of uneasiness at the beginning because one thing that was very noticeable from the community, not from us, okay, from their community, is that everybody knew that there was some type, at least locally, like, within the first few houses from them, knew that there was some toxicity going on inside the house. A lot of people, frown upon, whenever you have family discord, at least the Southern way is your family discord typically stays inside your house, behind closed doors, under the proverbial rug, if you will, right? It's frowned upon I think it's more acceptable in urban and suburban areas. I don't know why. It just seems like, having a crazy person throwing a garbage can, in a city is like no big deal. But somehow, I'm sorry. It just is like nobody like, okay, well, that's Sally, Anyways, back to work, But when you're out in the country, when you have the country, the Southern values, you're frowned upon bringing your business out in your front yard, okay? And it sounds like that there was many times when people could point to a specific time when Chris and Katie's arguments spilt out outside of their home. And, while people kind of turned their head and tried to ignore it, it's hard to ignore hearing people having discourse out in front of your house, screaming, saying things like calling the son an artard or a wussy with a P, just all those types of things, screaming, it's your son or it's me, I'm done. Those things were some of the first things that we learned about this case, is that there were some problems with Chris. Many of us thought Chris was responsible for this at the beginning. Like 100%, he came home, him and the son got into it, we all looked at Chris and we knew Chris was the one that was responsible for it, right? In the back of our heads, it had to have been him. It had to have been him. Then we kept listening to the details because none of us believed that a father would not be laying in his bed on a Sunday evening, right? So at first, that's the reason why we all thought, what man wouldn't be home on a Sunday, right? And so we started learning about their jobs and, what they did. And we realized Chris was this tower crane operator that's working, 3.5 hours away from his home. And still, it didn't make sense why he wouldn't come home on any of the weekends since he's been there. But it sounds like he hasn't come home on any of the weekends since he's been there. But I should back it up. It sounds like he signed his contract in December to start work in January. It sounds like since his contract went into effect, it sounds like he's been home at least once or twice since he started the job in Memphis, Tennessee. But once or twice since January? That just doesn't even, does that sound right? That almost sounds like he's been gone for a solid 2 months. They've been having some serious problems. And one of the last times he left his home, he screams out, "It's your son," or "It's me." They were getting ready to divide assets. There's even some allegations that he even told her it's going to be very, very hard to take care of this house all by yourself. And one of the reasons why I assume that maybe that's the reason why he hasn't come home all that time is he wanted to give her a taste of what it's like to be without him. And then boom, all of a sudden her son disappears and he comes home. It just seems very ironic to me. Okay, now I'm not saying it means anything. I'm just saying, to me, it's highly suspicious, right? So we learned that they weren't going out searching. When they were caught at a restaurant and approached, even mainstream media was approaching them, they end up getting flustered, worried, and pack up their camper in less than 24 hours and pull out of their yard. With Chris has got the camper on his truck and Katie's in tow with her vehicle. And that's it. They pull away. I believe it's on March 14th. And they're never seen again for several weeks. They even did their interview with Nancy Grace in Horn Lake, Mississippi. And I believe that also coincides with right when the Lights video dropped, which has always given us a suspicion that the Lights video has always been a legitimate video of something funky going on there. Several people have their interpretations that the lights are in their common areas. Some have the interpretation the lights are not in the common area. And either way, the bottom line is a child went inside a home, according to law enforcement, and the next morning basically either levitated, disintegrated, or turned into vapor and was not there in the morning. There is no evidence from any of the surveillance camera, and there's a vast amount of surveillance footage in that community, so much that TBI talked about in their last press conference how difficult and what a tedious task it's going to be to go through all the footage. And still, we have learned that there is no footage of Sebastian leaving that home. And we have to listen to that. There's no footage of Sebastian leaving that home. We've also heard that nobody came or went from that home all night long. Remember, law enforcement doesn't want us looking at those Lights videos, right? They've done everything they can to distract us from them. So if we were to remove those Lights videos, what do we have left? What do we have left as a way of Sebastian leaving that home if he made it to the home? Now, I know that there are some of you that still believe he never made it to the home. I have to go with what I am, that's assuming. we have law enforcement telling us he made it home. So that's what I'm going with this theory, is that he made it home. And I'm also hearing that Sebastian, that those lights on the side of the house, we know for a fact, law enforcement said it was dump truck, said it was this light, said it was that light, but for whatever reason don't want us to look at those. So if we didn't look at those lights, what is it telling us? When is the only time that child could have left the home if he never left from the time he went to bed to the time he left in the morning, or till the time she called in the morning? How in the world could he possibly have been removed from that home? There's only one time, according to law enforcement and every single person and evidence that we hear, other than the car being down at the Stafford court, which, again, nobody's talked about. Law enforcement has never acknowledged that, nor have they explained it away, nor have they said anything about the car. Okay? But there's only one vehicle that left that house, and that was that morning at around 6 o'clock in the morning, when Katie got into her vehicle and backed out of the driveway and left the community. From my understanding, she didn't drive around the community before leaving. According to Miss Bobby, she backed out of her driveway and drove out of the community. So everything that we see the mob crew showing had to have been after she returned. So where did she really go that morning? And many people have always stated the storage units. People found some questionable stuff outside of the storage unit. Some things that had Katie's name written on it. A mattress pad that could potentially belong to a child that may have autism. So we need to start expanding. I think we've been focusing on a lot. Now, what would happen? How would they remove Sebastian from an area where he's hidden? We cannot forget Chris Proudfoot. Before Katie and Chris took off in their camper, Chris disappeared for a questionable amount of time. An entire day. What was he really doing? What was he really doing? So let's go back, because we have to remember one very specific thing, is that according to everything that we've learned, there are only a few statements that have never changed from Chris and Katie. And that is, he went to bed at 9 p.m. and she woke up at 6 a.m. and he was gone. Okay? So let's listen to the dispatch conversations. Let's try to remember this all over again, because I feel like we forget some of this stuff. Sometimes I feel like we forget some of this stuff. Hold on. There we go. There we go.
Central to 47. Central to 47 and 184.
24 Long Haul Site. 30.
Heading missing juvenile 1008 Stafford Court. 1008 Stafford Court, Hendersonville. Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old male was not in the bed. Medium white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt and black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened.
Black sweatpants. Listen to that. I don't know how they can make that mistake. Guys, they don't make mistakes like this. They ask you what the child is wearing. They usually reiterate it back to you. I would like to hear the dispatch calls. They have never released Chris's, and they have said very specifically all their calls are recorded. So that means the actual call Chris made to the sheriff's office was recorded. I would love to hear that. Love, love, love to hear that. Any mom who even thinks she would pick up her child second would pick her child second, wouldn't be a mother. Yeah, I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Caller advised this morning they woke up and their 15-year-old male was not in the bed. We a white male, 30 blonde hair, approximately 5 foot, 120 pounds. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants.
Black sweatshirt, black sweatpants.
Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
Okay, let's listen to that. So she said, this is the first time it's happened. Now, that right there is the biggest problem with all of this. Right there. Because what we've learned is that elopers elope very early on in their autism. Never late. He's almost an adult. Okay, he's closer to an adult than a child. The idea that all of his routines and schedules that he's been on for years goes out the window and he has just simply become spontaneous is not a characteristic of the chromosome deletion syndrome, and it's not a characteristic of the autism. So that right there, in and of itself, is a problem. It's a problem. But there's another thing that we just heard that she said the mother said, and I want to hear this. We might have to listen to this a couple times.
Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight.
Yeah, I think you're right. Mom told him to be in the home before midnight. That sounds odd. Turn your volumes up, guys. I've got it as loud as I can turn it up. Turn your volumes up. Listen to this. Are you guys ready?
Sure, like sweatpants. Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight.
Something going to be home before midnight. I want to get that right, but I can't make it out. I can't make it out, guys. I personally can't make out.
Sure, like sweatpants. Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight.
Something before, yeah, to be in the home before midnight. I got to be in the home before midnight. To be in the home before midnight. So I think people are correct where the mom said, but we definitely know that this child doesn't go outside the home. Last known to be in the home before midnight. There it is. Teresa might have it. Thank you. Or Tessa. Tessa might have it. I think Tessa might have it. That makes sense. Let's listen to that again. That might make... Thank you, Tessa. I think Tessa might have it. I think Tessa might have it. I think that's right. Hey, Sandwich. It's nice to see you, Sammy. It's nice to see you, Wild Wolf. Hello, hello. Tessa, I think you might be right. Let's listen to this.
Sure, like sweatpants. Female does have a form of autism. This is the first time it happened. I was going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
I think she might be. I think she might be right. Last known to be in the home before midnight. I think that is the right. I think that is right. Somebody make a note of that. Hi, Jennifer. It's nice to see you. Yeah, I said it was the first time it ever happened in the home before midnight. My 21-year-old son has a form of autism. You can't tell, but as a mom, they found it when he was like 17. He just likes the same thing. He works 2 jobs. He just likes the same stuff. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Hey, Maria, Ellie needs to look into the side storage unit. I keep wondering if they took dogs over there, because for some reason I heard that dogs were over there. And so I've always wondered if, maybe they took, like the cadaver dogs over there. I hope, it's close enough. I don't see why they wouldn't take the cadaver dogs over there. No, he's posting the 3 a.m. lights. Then there are lights on in the cemetery the night before he goes missing and the night he goes. I saw that, and we need to go over that too, because Lisa B always did send me the clip that kind of explains it to me, that explains it really well. So I'm hoping that we can go over that at some point. So hopefully we will. So I think we're right. Tessa says last known. Somebody write this down, because we're going to need to remember that. Last known to be in the home before midnight. Okay. I really think that's going to be most. That sounds most like what it sounds like, and what it should sound, and that does make sense. So I like that. Thank you so much for the help. Allegedly, a cadaver dog hit on Unit 10, and Ellie said it was a dead mice. I don't think cadaver dogs hit on a dead mice. I don't know about that. I've always heard that it is a decomposing body has a very different scent than an animal. And they're on decomp of humans. So that I don't know. Let's move on.
You're going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
10-4 in their house.
Okay, so all the doors and windows are locked. So we know that we know conclusively, according to law enforcement, that they asked her, is there any doors and windows locked or unlocked? And so she must have went around to all the doors and all the windows and realized that they're all locked. So the house is secure. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is the very first initial everything. And she is absolutely confident. Slow it down. I can't slow it down. I don't think I can slow it down. I can speed it up, but I don't think I can slow it down. Not without putting it through something, and I don't have a way to put it through something. Wait, so last known before midnight. So is KK saying after midnight he was taken? That's what her statement's always been. That's why I've always said that that he wasn't, not that he was taken. It's just that he disappeared after midnight. They're basically saying it was the 26th that he disappeared, not the 25th. But every time up to this point, not to this point, to the dispatch, this is literally day one. But this is, we've always learned that, through Chris, that it seems like he was always focused on Sunday. When his parents were involved, it was, you know where my parents were Sunday evening. You know where my parents were Sunday night. He's the one that's told us that something happened to Sebastian Sunday night, not Monday. But Katie, from day one, from the minute that she called this in, or they called this in as missing, they've always wanted us to believe that he was missing on the 26th, which is crazy because, again, it comes down to February 26th being a milestone for her, the day that she filed for divorce from Seth. She didn't receive her divorce from Seth. She filed the paperwork for their divorce. And literally 8 years later, her son is missing and missing for forever. And they were only married for 8 years total. Anyways, let's keep going.
Hello, Central.
Hello, go ahead.
Feedback, clear verbal warning.
Copy that. I have clear verbal.
I can't make any of that out. Can you guys make that? It sounds like... Let's go back. Let me see if I can slow it down. I don't think I can slow this down. Playback speed. Oh, I guess you can. Let's see.
Did it for a minute. Hello, Central.
Hello, go ahead.
Feedback, clear verbal warning.
Copy that. I have clear verbal.
10-4 en route. I got that. That's about as much as I got. Okay, got it.
47, Central.
Okay, I got to turn it back on regular speed.
47, go ahead.
Yes, that's the juvenile has a file.
So then, I asked the call taker to ask if the juvenile has a phone. Great. Central to...
I got Central to 68. The last one is an audible, something about a missing juvenile, possibly a juvenile at a hospital. So they're starting to ask, have we need to start checking hospitals, all these different places. Let's keep it going.
I asked the call taker to ask if the juvenile has a phone. Great. Central to 68. I am Mrs. Fire Call.
Good.
In there.
So it says fire call something, and he said, go ahead.
Area Steam Plant Road in Newton Lane. Caller right back, a truck is on fire. Pull over on the side of the road.
So it sounds like we have a truck on fire in the middle of the road.
Caller's no longer answering.
Caller is no longer answering.
Central to 47-180, Warren 12. Juvenile left his son at the house. The mother
She's not at the house. Left son at the house. The mother
is driving around looking for him.
The mother is driving around looking for him. So we know we need to find out what time. Hey, Gloria, it's nice to see you. What's going on? I just got here. We're just listening to some dispatch logs, some dispatch calls back and forth between law enforcement. It sounds like, okay, well, we have to think, okay, so the dispatch is on right now. They're saying she's driving around. We know that they didn't get called until 6:33. We know that the mob crew has identified her as, driving around literally seconds before the 911 call, and she is back in the neighborhood. So this tells me she has already drove her car through the school. Where she went, we don't know. Assuming she went somewhere. She was the only person that left the house, allegedly, according to law enforcement. And we're hearing that there was a cadaver dog hit on Unit 10. So that's not looking good, okay? It's looking like Katie did something, drove the car over to the unit, had enough time to unload and drive back toward the house. And that's when law enforcement was called. We're hearing them on here talking about her driving around, but we have to remember, guys, the call to law enforcement didn't come in until 6:33. So this right here, her driving around, is around 6:33 in the morning, not 6 o'clock when she found her son missing, and she said that they immediately called law enforcement and she immediately started looking for him. No, this is all 30 minutes later, folks. I want to make sure you guys understand that. They also said Katie left the house at midnight. I haven't heard that yet, Daffy Dog. I haven't heard that yet.
In the Victoria Place subdivision, and she is driving a baby blue Infiniti.
47 to 12. Get there and see what's going on. Still on search of the residence. We'll go from there.
184. Your OCA will be 02197. 02197. And the call 634.
Central call 634. We've been saying 633, and it looks like they didn't call until 634. Minutes matter, folks. Minutes matter. They're saying 6:34 a.m. 6:34 a.m., not 6:33. It's a 6:34.
OCA will be 02197. 02197. And the call 634.
Central call 634.
Sure.
When you get a chance, can you call all of the local hospitals just to make sure he's not in one of those?
That's right.
So they have just been ordered to call all local hospitals. He was not at any local hospital.
68 Central on Payne.
Partially on 45. 12.
Good, cool.
I said Hendersonville Medical Center ER, Center Station ER, Sumner Regional ER, Anti-Line, all clear of the juvenile.
No juveniles. They've called everybody. Just like that. Boom, boom, boom. They called every single one of them. No juveniles checked in. No juveniles.
Also, I do have a 911 hang-up in pending at 132 Hollywood Boulevard.
So they had a 911 hang-up.
Our Sumner Regional ER, Anti-Line, all clear of the juvenile. Also, I do have a 911 hang-up.
They have a 911 hang-up at 132 Hollywood Boulevard. I am confident they checked that out, but it's always something to notate, right? But this has been cleared. This incident at Hollywood Boulevard has been cleared.
In pending at 132 Hollywood Boulevard. 911, there is no call history name attempted. Language line with no connection. Do you want me to clear it?
10-4 Central, you clear. 68 Central, K9's on the ground.
K9's just got there.
Hey, Jenkins, he's on track. 63 Central.
837?
I'll be 10-6 at Kendra. Well, we're going north on Stafford.
47.
Going north on Stafford.
Code red has been launched. The code red has been launched.
Window open.
Code red has been launched. Code red has been launched. The protocols, when they say, hey, Pebbles, nice to see you. When you hear code red has been launched, that means whatever protocols they have in place for code red are now about to start rapidly firing. So behind the scenes, whatever their protocol is, if it's, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're going to be do, right? They're going to be going down that protocol for code red. Protocol for code red. Mama Bear, it's nice to see you. I listened to this dispatch over and over. Oh, good. Because I tell you what, some of this stuff's so hard for me to hear. But we did, that one statement you said, we actually have last known to be in the home before midnight. Was the statement made, Daffy, that we believe that was the statement made.
Animal farm near Happy Hollow, Center Point area.
There's an animal farm near Happy Hollow.
Go ahead. Next big track back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach.
I'm behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on.
Hey, this is all dry, hard packed.
So they already knew at this point that he had no shoes on. So this is information. The reason why I'm saying this is because, it seemed like it was well known very early on that he had no shoes. And that has been, some people have liked. One weird thing I heard in dispatch was about 2 teens that were walking. I'd have to re-listen to remember what it was and site near Hogan's Branch. I remember that. I remember the Hogan's Branch, but I'm almost confident that they've cleared that. I almost remember hearing, at least on Jessica's version, of that Hogan's Branch one being cleared, if I'm not mistaken.
Out of Stafford Court.
LT, we're now headed back south towards the cemetery on the far end of the construction site.
So there's the construction site, the cemetery that we've been hearing a lot about.
Some footprints over here.
They say that
Right there where you're standing?
Yeah, leading right up.
They have footprints leading right to the retaining pond. And you got to remember, that dog went into that retaining pond. What the hell is this all about? You know, we keep dismissing this, but we got to remember that that dog dove into that retaining pond. I wish he would have said with or without shoes. Yeah.
Or into the construction site.
Yeah, boy, I can see you.
I do have some footprints over here.
Right there where you're standing?
Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond.
No shoes, just footprints?
My shoes, but Max went straight into the pond.
Max went
He
straight
literally
into
dove
the
into
pond.
it.
He literally dove
They
into
want
it.
you direct. Hey, repeat that, Rice. Let me make sure.
It just... He has no shoes on.
Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water.
Yeah, do you see any prints around it?
There's a few footprints in some of the softer dirt. Headed straight this way on the track that he was running.
1247, what kind of shoe does he wear?
Size 10, 25 Central. That's to Stafford Court.
Go ahead.
Do we have a picture yet?
That's important.
Can you send it to me, please?
Yeah, they got some feet print. Did he say shoe prints? You know, were they positive those were ones that you could see the toes?
Picture yet?
1247, what kind of shoe does he wear?
Size 10.
Yeah, do you see any prints around it?
There's a few footprints in some of the softer dirt. Headed straight this way on the track that he was running.
Oh, no, there's a few prints.
1247, what kind of shoe does he wear?
Size 10, 25 Central.
In the beginning, they said boot prints like rubber boots and footprints. Yeah, I think they're just using different terminology. We need to get clarification on that.
That's to Stafford Court.
Go ahead.
Do we have a picture yet?
That's important.
Can you send it to me, please?
22 Central, about Stafford Court call. Where the riprap is, where the trees are,
That makes
25
sense,
feet
Sandwich.
maybe out in toward the middle. 2D1. 2D1. Hey guys, the construction zone, there's another pond. There's somebody standing in the woods. It looks like a person. It is a person, we know, but there's another pond. He's standing back there behind.
And let's not forget about the flippin' mannequin. What the flip was that all about? You know, like, who the hell put a mannequin in the middle of nowhere? I mean, I can understand if the mannequin was out there and they were using the mannequin for, like, target practice or something like that, but for a mannequin to be out in the frickin' woods standing up? It is so weird. It's just, it's odd. Like, nobody has ever came forward and said, guys, don't freak out, that's my mannequin. We put that out there, you know, years ago. We don't know why, but we put it, right, distraction maybe. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Himself. Past the construction zone in the same area back there.
Is that to the north of us?
Yeah, the north end of it, yeah. Where they're working on the machinery at, go straight back. There's another pond back there, but there's a person in the woods by that pond. Past the house on the other side of the tree line.
Going back toward beach or going on the back side?
I mean, I can imagine a bunch of kids, probably putting it out there, for pranks or we did some dumb stuff that doesn't make sense to me when we were younger. I don't know why we did the crap we did, but we did whatever we did, right? And so I'd have to think that this, if it has nothing to do with it, it's some kids stuff, but nobody coming forward to say that that was their mannequin. Did anybody ask? I wonder if it was a test for the cameras. Now that's interesting. Yeah, especially because look, guys, this could have been premeditated. A lot of this could have. I mean, look at Ashley Buzzard. Look at Courtney Bartholomew. I mean, these are people that thought out, that planned to unalive their one adult child and one child. We can't look past that. Parents are becoming smart, calculated, and cold-blooded in many cases. Katie had a lot of problems. We cannot look past all the problems she was having and all the problems she was facing. She was facing a second failed marriage. She was facing literally having everything that she worked so hard for, that beautiful house, that nice car. Everything was about to come tumbling down for both her and Chris. And we know that she loved Chris so much. She quit smoking. She gave Sebastian's cats away. She allowed this man to treat her son like pure shit and never did anything about it. Let's not forget that.
On the backside, and he's not moving. He's just standing there by himself in the woods.
It's Hendersonville 517. I'm on the northeast corner in the cemetery across the tree line. Am I close?
No, the backside.
Nikki, if you can, do you have anybody there with you that can drop a 3 words location?
It's crazy because, I'm still trying to figure out where this mannequin is. And it's like everybody that's speaking from one another to another knew exactly where they're talking about, what they're talking about, which is good. It's good. They knew what the backside looked like. They knew where that was.
Let me see if I can find it on my map. I got my drone grounded for the moment, and I'll see if I can do it. Target's over.
1 to 2. I'm in my truck going up to the corner. Can you see us?
There's always a Vargas, isn't there? Like, no matter what department you're in, you always have a Vargas. Vargas is on it! Vargas is on it.
Lance, hold up. I'm going to jump in with you.
2, there's 4 of us on foot coming across the yard, start directions.
Hey, Erna.
19's on the side.
Faye, it's nice to
Everybody's
see
on
you.
ATV right there in that
Me
field,
and you?
drive straight to the woods. Straight in. Keep going like you're going. Keep going.
They're seeing it.
Go left. He's come back, he passed it.
Ricky, there's 4 of us on foot on the other side. Pick us up and tell us which way to go.
We only have 1 drone, we don't want to get off the target, and we got somebody close to it. All right, somebody's walking straight to it right there. So walk. There's 2 people right there. Walk like you're going. Walk like you're going straight. Into the woods. You should be about 15 foot from it.
What's the child's first name?
She'll be all over it, whatever it is right there. The 2 people walking the woods. It's a mannequin.
It's a mannequin.
Look just like a person from the air.
Oh my gosh.
Hendersonville 66. What's the name of the child that we're looking for?
First name is Sebastian.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
First name is Sebastian.
I still can't figure out what the hell is up with the damn mannequin. Barking. The dogs bark repeatedly. The source to call the handler over. I wonder where it was in connection with the cemetery footage Mob has. I don't know. That's interesting. We need to get over there. Tomorrow we'll go over the footage that was sent to me because it's condensed form. I know that, mob crew went over stuff and it was very elaborate and stuff like that. Well, I can't go through his whole live. He goes for an hour, 2 hours sometimes. I can't go over it, but somebody sent me a condensed version of it, and I think we can go through that and have some talking points on that. It's very interesting. I think he planned this all. It's more like Scarecrow keeping birds away. This whole thing with a stink foot crotch critters from the sheriff. I know. This is just insane. It's insane. I gotta be honest with you. Listening back on this and the chaos and just hearing them one thing after another getting wrong, like down. His clothes were wrong. What he liked was wrong. It seemed she kept saying, "Oh, he likes to fish." She kept trying to imply he went toward the water, knowing he was a great swimmer. These were the things that were happening this day, and it's like, why? Why was the information out the gate so inaccurate? And there's only one person, two people. Well, one person, Katie, it sounds like she must have been talking in circles when law enforcement got there. I don't know how it could be interpreted any other way, because how could law enforcement get so much wrong? And it seems like very quickly when they hear that the child is in a sweatsuit and he's not in a sweatsuit, to have that fixed very quickly. What sweatsuit? I think they had to change it because he owns no sweatsuit. I don't know. It just seems really odd for me. So let's keep going.
You have a last known physical description, i.e. clothing.
Last clothing description was black sweatpants with a white stripe, black long sleeve t-shirt with a print.
There it is. Maybe they did get it wrong. That's the day. That is the right one. So she must have changed that fairly quickly. So she changed that morning. So when it was called in, Chris must have been the one that described his clothes that he was in. And Sebastian... Oh, and Katie must have corrected it knowing he didn't have a sweatsuit. That had to have been it. I don't know. I just think it's weird.
Central back to service.
Nikki, how many drones do y'all have up? One at the moment. I've got mine grounded so I can get Sartopo up. I'll be back in the air momentarily.
10-4. Central on scene. Put 2 out here with me.
I think that might be
Right,
more in line,
please.
Faye.
Timbo,
Who's at the residence?
I just got back here.
10-4. Has anybody been there since the initial?
There's a whole bunch of people here now.
The mom has? 12 to 55. 12 to 55.
Yes, sir.
Can you help me listen to the radio on the north end until we wrap this up, please?
Yes, sir.
It almost sounds like they took something off air for a second.
Brandon, you've got Hendersonville Mountain Patrol coming up there, and Joe's sending some more cars if we can start from the beginning, from the original house, and set up a new plan up there.
Set up a new plan. So it sounds like the old plan ain't working. Sounds like everybody needs to get their butts up to the house, the mama's house, to set up a new plan. That's what we just heard. So plan A ain't working.
10-4, that's what we're doing now, sir. Thank you.
63 Central clear. False call.
Oh, yes. A neighbor advised that he's found the child under his son's car, which is across the street, 2 doors up. So be sure and search under cars and under things.
We heard that was inaccurate. We heard that was mistaken with another kid in the neighborhood. And that didn't come out for a long time. We thought for a really long time that we weren't told about Sebastian hiding under cars in the past. and then come to find out that this wasn't him.
Who do you want to go with this other canine search and rescue?
Temple. There's Buchanan. HFG down here at the end of the road. I'm going to direct him to the pond.
12.
Go ahead.
I just talked to the GC, the construction back here. He's going to start getting the word out to all his crews that are out here working.
So they didn't stop the crews. They wouldn't talk to the general contractor. GC is general contractor. So we talked to the general contractor, let him know that they had a boy missing and that they were going to get out there. I don't think they ever once talked to the construction people. Like, I would think that would be a great opportunity to ask them, did it appear that anything was moved? Was anything out of place? Did you find anything unusual? Did you feel anything weird? Was something out of place? You know, this would have been a great opportunity for law enforcement to go there and speak to the workers themselves, to ask them those questions. It might have had some type of help, but they're saying that they just got a hold of the GC and they'll just keep their eyes out. Okay.
Temple, thank you.
He's going to have them check all their
Possible.
current under construction sites that they're working on, and then report back.
Temple. Is associated with 1008 staff report. Supposed to be coming back to the 1008 staff report so we can get a game plan and reconvene.
Hey, Varget, can you put a drone right over top of this trash can, this dumpster, see if there's anything in it? 12. All the buildings up here are clear.
Temple, come back.
If this was on Monday, those receptacles around those construction sites, I heard were not dumped until Tuesday, and they should have been fairly full if they were being scheduled for dumping the next day. So having a drone over a dumpster, to me, is not good enough, because those construction dumpsters typically are fairly full. You know, you can move stuff around. I mean, I was raised on construction sites. Those dumpsters are pretty deep. And there's a lot of crap to cover up, including plastic and wood boards and metal and plates and just a whole bunch of heavy stuff.
Back to 1008. We're going to put people in groups. Send up.
Temple.
16 Central. In service with East West. 12 Central. 16 will be Patrol Supervisor. I'll be Team Commander at 1008.
So that's it for one. Let me see what time we've got on here. How long have we been going for? An hour. We've got enough to do two. Do you guys want to go? You guys want to go through the second part of these audios? These was this good for you guys? Is this bringing some stuff back? Because we got part 2 to that. This is not over yet. Do you guys want to go through part 2? And we just got hit. It looks like I'm getting some drop signals, and that's okay. Go for it. Okay. The dogs start playing once in the water. If the dog starts swimming in circle or looking for a stick instead of biting at a specific scent pool. There's some dog handling facts. All right, so it looks like you guys want to go ahead and move on forward with the stuff. It looks like we're having some hiccups on YouTube with the smoothness of the stream. So if we're a little, bumpy, sorry about that. All right, let's see what we've got going on here.
Units on scene at 1008 Fabric Court. We've had a caller call in, advised in approximately 5 to 6 minutes ago. He saw 2 juveniles, one in a black sweatshirt and one female with a backpack on, between Long Hollow Church and Somerset Downs. The male was wearing a black hoodie. Direction of travel was towards Gallatin. Caller states that the additional juvenile shorter than the male with long hair wearing a brown backpack.
16 Central.
I think these are the two people that the chat was talking about earlier, and I'm pretty sure those people were found and were cleared.
26 Central in the area there. Don't check it.
4 to 12. I got to check it out, but one of our UMA guys rode through there just a bit earlier, reported. Not sure it was them, but just one in a black hoodie had long hair. 4 to come in. Go ahead, 4, Captain.
So they found him, they just cleared him.
I'll be out with those juveniles.
Could you give me a description again?
188. Van 184 is going to send you a picture.
10-4.
184. I'll be in the area. Go ahead and send that to me as well.
It's 23 to 188.
Central.
Okay.
You send out a code red for 1008 Stafford.
Code red was sent out at 0745 this morning.
2-4.
So code red
we were sending
protocols,
it.
that tells us when that was in the, when we heard the code red protocols, we know that was about an hour after they called this child in as missing. They affected the code red protocol. Code red protocol. We do not know what Sumner County's code red protocol is. I'll see if there's any way I can do some research and find out that information, but we do not. I repeat, this channel at least does not know what the code red protocols are for Sumner County. So, I do apologize about that. Let me pull this down just a little bit so you guys can see it. There we go.
Can we retry that, please?
6-3 Central Deal 1 check.
Go ahead, sir.
Can you come to 1008 Stafford, please?
3-4.
Did you get the picture? I sent it to you.
I did.
10-4. 63. Marcus Rangel is clear in CIC through name, date of birth only. I don't have a social.
Direct. I'll be clear with an assist.
12 188.
Go ahead, sir.
Can you come to 1008 Stafford, please?
188. Did you get the picture? I sent it to you.
I did.
10-4.
Direct. I'll be clear with an assist.
12 to any units that are going to be assisting with 1008. Please come to 1008 Stafford Court now, please.
4 Central. Escorting one white female juvenile, one male juvenile to Beach High School. Mileage 57, 350.
So they were escorting the two juveniles back to Beach High School. So it sounds like there were some two juveniles that might have been skipping school. It sounds like, and they were escorted back to school. It sounds like. Oh, thank you, Daffy Dog. Happy New Year's to you too. So I just heard that they escorted the two people back to Beach High School. So it sounds like they were skipping school and kind of got caught up in the skipping of the school with the whole disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. So that's kind of ironic of all days. That would have been funny if that was the first time trying to skip school and they get busted like that. Chris said he had gone to the pond to check it out. It was kind of weird. Knew it was only knee deep. I know. I've always had a problem with with that.
Boys are still up. 26 Central, clear 4. I'm still in the area.
Did you copy my traffic? 4 Central. Beach High School, 57, 356.
Coverage, sir.
Central. Moving history of this address.
Do we have a history on this address? Huh.
57, 356.
Coverage, sir.
Central. Moving history of this address.
Do we have any history at this address? And quite a pause.
Beginning of Kelly Lane 1000.
Never got an
We're going to work
answer.
our way north of Kelly Lane. Take one side of the road, we'll take the other since y'all started there. That's fine. I'll get these two houses right here,
Never answered.
and we'll take the right side.
Never answered.
The white Ford truck, that's the Hendersonville officers.
Hey, Turkey Man, it's nice to see you. Is there any way that they could have charged anyone at this time? They could charge... Well, there's two parts to that question. Can they charge anyone at this point in time? The answer is yes. They can they just charge about anybody with just about anything they can charge you with, right? All you need is an affidavit, and they can charge anybody with anything, just about. In this particular matter, though, charging them in something sticking, because then you guys remember Ashley Buzzard, she was charged with a trumped up charge, and it was kicked, right? Because it was a chumped up charge. So yes, they could be charged with something, but the only thing that I can see that they could pass the smell test as far as probable cause, in my opinion, would be the abuse allegations. And that would pretty much be the only thing that I see that they could be charged with at this point. And that's possibly, Tennessee law is different than Florida law. So I would definitely have to look to see how the abuse allegations, but I think with the reports from the teachers, the 5 visits with the social worker, the reports from the counselor at the school, I think all of those could support and definitely get over the hump of probable cause for the abuse or negligence or whatever the case may be. But is it enough to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt? That would be where my issue would lie. I don't know if it would be, just my opinion again, just my opinion. I don't know if any of this is true or accurate because I don't have the details. I don't know what's in the Department of Children and Family reports. I don't know who reported the Sebastian to the Department of Children and Families. I don't know what the allegations initially were for, if they were for verbal or physical abuse. It sounds like physical abuse. But I do believe there's enough supporting that where they should and could get at least an arrest for that. But at this point, with his disappearance, missing, and stuff like that, I don't see where there's enough at all for anything. Well, I shouldn't say that. From where I'm standing, if law enforcement had done something, I think they have enough for a circumstantial case, but it would most likely be, a second degree or manslaughter case because they don't have a body. But I know for a fact Tennessee will never take a circumstantial case. I don't know what it is with Tennessee. It's just I just don't ever see it happening. I don't know why they don't know how to do circumstantial cases, but I just don't see it. So the answer is, outside of the abuse, I don't see where they would, they have anything, But they could charge them with just about anything. Probable cause is a very, very low threshold to have to overcome. But in some places like Sumner County, they don't even really care about the threshold. They push you right on through to the grand jury. It's up to the grand jury to really, do whatever because they're corrupted. But again, that's just my opinion.
First house that's with me.
On the corner?
No, that house hasn't been checked. The next house up from is see the white Ford in the driveway.
12 Central.
Okay.
We log a neighborhood Facebook page. Post was made. 1023 checked. No motion on camera.
I'll be clear in one.
Token branch. male with sandy blonde hair, with a bag wrapped around his head. She also stated he had on a reflective jacket approximately 2 hours ago.
12-2-16. Do you have somebody that can respond to that?
10-4. I was out with that subject last night. Blonde with a reflective jacket. He's in his 20s.
3-12. Go ahead, 3. You know,
So
if
they cleared
anybody
that
check
person.
this 139 Will Bend straight across from the retention pond. That's a camera. I'm not correct if anybody just there.
So they're asking for cameras. They're checking
3
cameras.
command. 139 Will Bend has a camera, but nobody's answering the door. 4 to command.
Go ahead, 4.
He had some ties at White House High School, and every time he got in trouble, he wanted to go back to White House, so I notified White House PD, and we're notified.
So this is where it starts getting a little questionable for me. Because the only way that they would have this information here is if Katie's telling them this information here. So every time he gets in trouble, he tries to go back to White House. Now, guys, remember, she has said he has never done this before. At the very beginning of this audio, he's missing and he's never done this before. So, which is it? Even here is very questionable. Listen to this again.
But nobody's answering the door. 4 to command.
Go ahead, 4.
He had some ties at White House High School, and every time he got in trouble, he wanted to go back to White House, so I notified White House PD, and we're notifying the 3 command. Were you direct on 139 Willow Bend?
So, that's interesting. Every time he got in trouble, he wanted to go to White House. So they reached out to White House PD. So is White House PD accustomed to this family? Are we going to find out that there's a social worker in White House that also knows this family? This is interesting. I want you guys to hear that again. This doesn't sound good.
4 to command.
Go ahead, 4.
He had some ties at White House High School, and every time he got in trouble, he wanted to go back to White House, so I notified White House PD, and we're notifying the 3 command. Were you direct on?
We've notified White House PD and command, and we'll direct, and they're also talking about this Willow Bend video that they're trying to get. Who? White House. So Tammy, there's a city limits, White House city limits. And they're part, if I'm not mistaken, I think part of it's in Robeson County, and part of it's in Sumner County. Robertson or Robeson and Sumner County are they border each other, and part of White House is in Sumner, and part of it's in the other county. And Christopher Proudfoot went to White House High School as well, from everything I remember, and he was raised in White House predominantly, if I recall Chris Proudfoot's history.
On 139 Willow Bend.
This way, with the camera is correct.
That's careful. Nobody's answering. Nobody's home. Something like that.
16 to command.
Go ahead.
Regarding the miscellaneous matter of record pending, cleared and authorized court.
Central to Sumner 8. I am unable to find anything in RMS regarding the registered owners. I'm still looking online at this time.
So
Change of units that are at Stafford Court. When you check a residence, please give me the numeric and unit numbers that have checked it and whether or not you made contact with anybody.
So they're now recording, what houses they go to for security cameras to make sure they hit everything. So they're doing this methodically.
68 and 6 West.
Go ahead.
Made contact with 1000 Killing Lane.
And if you guys want to, you guys can take this. And I know that a couple girls on TikTok did that. They took these audios and got the map printed up, and they pegged every house that they got videos from. They've got a lot of videos in that neighborhood. Strange that Proudfoot's never mentioned Sebastian ran away to White House, especially as Katie says Sebastian is not a runner. That's what I'm saying, YouTube. And even at the beginning of this audio, it says that he's never done this before. So when I hear that, that tells me the only way they're getting this information is if Katie's feeding them this information. And she's feeding him information that's implying he runs away and that he would run toward water, which again, and it seems like she's doing it subtly. She's not just coming out and saying it like that, because you can hear how she's saying it, like, he likes to fish, Yeah, he likes to fish, but he doesn't like going swimming with the fish. He doesn't like dirty water. Like, it's just weird. I don't know.
He checked all of his cameras. Nothing was on. No answer at 102 or 103 Killing Lane. 105, answer, hasn't seen him. Nothing on ring doorbell.
10-4, and you're saying 102, is it 1002 or is it 102?
1002, I'm sorry.
Can you advise if he has a white purple hoodie or something on the product?
Did you ask if he had a light purple hoodie?
Yeah, can you just, I don't know if the parents will know what, just find out if he owns a white purple.
Okay, yeah, we can just ask the parents if they know if he owns a white purple hoodie with Homer Simpson on the front of them. 10-4, anybody that's at the residence, can they ask the parents? Partially inaudible at the beginning. Okay, that's what it said. So they were talking about somebody has a white and purple hoodie with Homer Simpson on it.
Purple hoodie with Homer Simpson on the
10-4. Anybody that's at the residence, can they ask the parents?
Mom doesn't advise that she can recall one.
He doesn't have one.
Central.
Well, go ahead.
And we make sure that this has been rolled out to Hendersonville and Gallatin. Also, they were at Dragon Square last night, just bowling at some games.
Dragon Square. He called it Dragon Square. They were at Dragon Square last night, bowling and playing video games. Well, we know that that is not true. And that is what she told them. Listen.
Also, they were at Dragon Square last night, just bowling at some games.
Just bowling and some games. Just bowling and some games. How can she say they were just bowling in some games? She walked in there, they had a bowling tournament. We know for a fact there was no bowling. But I thought they went bowling in the AM and didn't bowl. No, it wasn't in the AM. It was in the afternoon. It was before they went to the Roadhouse.
Can you have a unit go there and just go around and make sure that he hasn't returned there? Make sure he didn't want to continue his day.
47 to command.
47.
'68 and Hendersonville 517. I mean,
What is traffic?
517 Hendersonville is with me. 1006, no contact. 1008, made contact. Haven't seen anything. 1010, contact. They hadn't seen anything. There's nothing on ring doorbell.
47 to command.
Those were the houses across the street.
47.
We're hoping to bring cameras over and know what's on. Determine the spot.
Wait for him to get it all set up. Command the units on Stafford. I'm going to the command bus. If you say anything, I'll be out of pocket for just a few seconds.
63 Central.
63.
I'll be at Center Regional. We're leaving 61.
22 to command. $1,012 Killing Lane through 22 command.
22.
The lady at 1032 Kellen runs the neighborhood Facebook page, and she updating it to request people to look in their crawl spaces and hidden areas.
10-4.
Fine. Go ahead. Hey, on at 1017 Killing Lane, did y'all happen to check the crawl space? I will have to check my list, but if it wasn't locked from the outside, it was checked.
So they checked
47,
crawl
ma'am.
spaces if they weren't locked that day. That's good to
47.
know.
Effort. They are
If they weren't
reviewing
locked,
their
they
camera
checked
footage
them.
right now.
Well, are you guys giving them numbers to call if they find anything?
Several. 184 is still with them right now.
10-4. Go ahead.
Need some check contact when they cameras checked. No, that's fine.
184, you're low volume. They got cameras checked.
April 1018, they checked the cameras. No contact.
10-4.
I'm going to walk through the cemetery. Just to the west of Beach High School. I'll be out at St. John Missionary, 285.
That's the
Check
cemetery.
wall on foot.
So they're checking on foot, the cemetery, and they didn't find anything, just on the surface of the cemetery. So it's just been, a crazy case. What happened? Does the cemetery have something to do with it? Does the Texas Roadhouse have something to do with it? What is going on in the case with Sebastian Rogers? Well, we're going to continue to go down this road. This stuff is sparking a lot more questions because now that we've made it to almost 2 years, the stuff we learned at the beginning has different meaning to us today. So going back and re-listening to it just might help us understand what happened on February 26th and February 25th in Sebastian Rogers' life, and where could he possibly be? There are places. Somebody knows something. This is not normal. This is not a child walking off. This is something much, much more. And we have to pay attention to it. If you have any information, please reach out to 1-800-TBI-FIND. Sebastian Rogers has been missing since February 26, 2024, and he has not been seen or heard from since he walked inside a home with his mother. His mother seems to be very calculated, very callous, and very cold in interviews and other things. There are so many red flags with the mother and the stepfather, it's hard to count. And we are going to start breaking down all the changes in their statements that they've made over the last 2 years. There are so many. Something happened to Sebastian Rogers in the care of his mother once again. This is not the first time something horrible has happened to Sebastian, but it seems like it might be the last. If you have any information, again, reach out. TBI, 1-800-TBI-FIND. God bless every one of you. We will see you soon.